Alright everyone, back with another video. This one, it's been a long time coming, I think, for this one, so just wanted to kind of talk about a couple of things. I'm gonna kind of get a little personal. We'll talk about confessions of a record digger, so kind of talk about, kind of how things are going and whatnot. But first thing I wanted to do, just kind of wanted to talk about a few things. As some of you know, I had a job interview. It was like an inner office job interview. It was sort of to move to a different department. It was like the most brutal interview that I've ever had, and I don't know, a lot of it was really, I don't know if anybody's ever gotten interviewed by more than one person at the same time. It's kind of one of those deals, so it was really, seemed kind of, it was definitely a challenge, I guess you could say. Well, needless to say, I didn't get the position, so I'm still gainfully employed, so everything's alright, but definitely it was one of those moments that I really kind of thought about, everything that I'm thankful for, friends and family, and I really kind of thought about, I've been doing the vinyl community for about 2 months now, maybe it's even 3 months now, about 3 months now, I think. I just really wanted to say thank you to a lot of people, because it's kind of, in kind of the grand scheme of things, and there's been some videos about it. Derek Vaughn, talking about you specifically. It's really weird. That video hit me at a very strange time, because I was I had just gotten news about the the position that I didn't get it. So it was sort of one of those things where you kind of realize, as John St. Clair said on the MC5 Kick Out the Jams album, you're going to be part of the problem, or you're going to be part of the solution. And kind of made me think about a lot of things, and a lot of where we are. I guess really that's the point of that video. And it's not necessarily something to wake up, just kind of a call to arms, I guess. Don't let people walk all over you. Don't let you're in control of your own destiny. So sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. And I don't know. And again, it made me very thankful for being embraced in this community. And it's great when I wake up in the morning. I'll post a video real late at night, and I just wake up in the morning, and it's just, I look at my phone, and my my inbox is just full of replies and things like that, and just people want to start in conversation about music, and it's great. I mean, it's so we have that ability to kind of reach out and touch every other member of the community. Maybe it's not anything where we're we get to see each other every day. I mean, we do, but we see each other through the computer and things like that. And when we're talking, we have the open letter to each other, I guess you could say. Whoever your audience is, you know who your audience is. I mean, I know people who watch my videos, and that's one of the things I wanted to kind of go out and say thanks to a lot of those people, because really and honestly, I mean, it means a lot to me. I'm sure a lot of people have Facebook on here, or and it's really where my subscribers at. I'm pretty much getting close to having more subscribers on here than on Facebook, and honestly, this is what's important. I could really care less about people updating about their status. Oh, hey, this is where I went to dinner, whatever. I want to know about the records. That's what it all comes down to. So, don't get me wrong, it's a great communication tool, but at the same time, I focused a lot of energy from there over to here, and it's made a world of difference. So sorry if this gets a little bit of a a ramble fest, but again, you guys are important, and sometimes we like to, everybody likes to do shout outs. I think it's great to hear your name in somebody else's video. It's kind of vindication that you exist. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. So this is a vinyl community first, as far as I'm pretty sure. And to you impressionable vinyl community members out there, do as I say, not as I do. So just wanted to give thanks to everybody. We'll do a little bit of this. So again, it's I'm gonna name them here pretty soon. So again, it's a very heartfelt video, I guess you could say. This is not something that I do that often, I'll tell you that much. So excuse me, a little prep work here. All right, so hey. There's to a lot of people out of video. I'll give some names out, but hey, you know who you are if you've subscribed to me. This one's for you. Get some. All right, so who we wanted to talk about, a couple people. Big Star 1000, great record collection, always a lot of obscure psych stuff. Biosite 1, just very eclectic. I love watching his videos. Sort of, it can be one artist and another artist, and they don't really seem to go together, but it works. It's great. Blue Naz, kind of hits me on the psych level, I guess. Buddy Bopper, just a great, big asset to the vinyl community. Just very good videos. Showed a really cool video one time about Bob Dylan and Dinkytown, and something I've read about, but I really didn't know specifically. D Brown 2190, just a guy that man, I'd love to jam with you. Another fellow guitar player, and I'm sure that we could go for hours. Derek Vaughn. What can I say about Derek Vaughn that hasn't already been said? Just again, a true asset to the vinyl community. Dr. Strange Lestrange is in New Zealand, so big fan of Flight of the Conchords, so it's always kind of a kick when I get to watch your videos. Earl Suave 308 Jimmy, great videos, great guy. Heart of Gold. Eel Lovox, kind of the videos, I love watching the videos because it's very, very soothing. It's very, I don't know, I love it. Even watching some of the beekeeping videos. It's great. I mean, come over and clean my records. Bring your stuff over and do it for me, because it's just such a task. Jason's Vinyl Obsession, just a really great guy. We've hit it off pretty early. I definitely have a lot of records on my list for Jason. I've been kind of keeping an eye out for him. Jeff Recordman, 1958 again. Prog Psych, I don't know where the hell it goes. Sid, I'm not going to pronounce your name because I don't know how the hell to say it. Mr. Fartboy, 79 Tony, again, just another great asset to the vinyl community. Seems like a really great guy. Nathan R. Morales. Nathan, I believe you and I are on the same plane. So again, another person that's just so soothing to watch their videos and watch them talk about just some great psychedelic stuff. Panique's 1960, Rob from Boston, just another guy. Heart of Gold. Seriously, you've made my day a lot of times. Commenting on some of my videos. It just seems to be, I know you're just a wealth of knowledge, and you've seen just so many shows by the sounds of it, so it's just awesome. Robert Ye, somebody else, man. It's, Sam and I, my wife, we love watching your videos because it's always, you have some good humor, let's put it that way. Sequoia Flame, another great, a lot of videos, it's always funny to see the blue thumb pickups, I guess. Stephen73 or Steven73, please tell me how you say your name, because I don't know. I know people that spell Steven that way, but I don't know if you pronounce it Stephen or Steven. Again, pretty cool. One of the, definitely welcomed me to the community with open arms. Did like a video about, this is like my third video I think I posted, and he, did a video response about it already. It was pretty awesome. The Artist Master, again, just great stuff. Very, very soothing videos, and small collection, but it's great to kind of see somebody whose collection is just growing, not just amass tons of records. The Grecian Thunder, Andreas, just has turned me on some pretty cool stuff. Kind of has a lot of the little bit of the darker rock music, which I kind of like, but not the metal stuff. But it's good. Of course, the Teach is 70. Has some great videos, some very obscure stuff. Definitely find some very choice records, just some big dollar records. And Vinyl Lover 95, Luke. Definitely, it's, again, another person, just great to see where the collection is going. Someone who's just starting out. And I mean, part of this video that I'm going to do here, and it's going to be a long one, so, get some popcorn, get a beer, whatever. It's going to be a long one, so it's great, and it's great to kind of have conversation with Luke, talking about records and things like that, just kind of seeing where the journey is going, which is just it's phenomenal. It's just great. So again, to everyone in the vinyl community, even the people I didn't name, I'm sorry. There's too many people to name, but those are some of the biggies, I think. So again, this is for you. So what I wanted to kind of talk about tonight is going to be kind kind of confessions of a record digger. So kind of getting a little bit personal as far as with where I've been, what I'm doing. I think right now kind of my goal is I'm trying to just sort of amass a lot of 60s music, because I think that's kind of the I don't know, it's very strange. I think it's a good place to be right now as far as with records to get. There's a lot of stuff out of there. A lot of the baby boomers, people that grew up in the 60s, I mean, you know, face it, they're kind of getting up there. So I don't know, there's a lot of good records that are out there, and these people are, you know, donating the records or stuff. They've held on to them, or, you know, there's certain situations in life where they're, you know, kind of moving on, and, you know, sons or daughters, or, you know, any you know, next of kin, basically, they don't really know what to do with the records. They don't think records have any value to them, and they're donating and all that. So you know, the 60s have always been very, very important to me, and very enlightening, I guess. I mean, it's very, you know, it's a very colorful music. You know, it's you know, a lot of the music out there, things that, you know, that passes music today, it just, to me, it's kind of I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of disgusting, and I kind of feel bad for a lot of people, and you know, that are just kind of getting into music, or people. You know, I hope that you know, that they're using tools like the internet, and you know, when I was growing up, if I would have had the internet, I mean, I think it would have been a little bit overwhelming. You know, it definitely was nice to kind of have a very focused set of music, and you know, the kind of, that was what the well that you had to draw from. You know, now it's just pretty much you have the ocean, and it's just, you know, you dip your bucket in, and it's kind of overwhelming because it doesn't seem like you're making any groundwork. I don't know, I think that's kind of a catch-22 with the way that that music is right now. So, like I said, kind of where I'm going, and this is kind of a big thing, and I hope I can hold it up so that this video will have a picture of this. Again, this is the book. It's called Endless Trip. I showed this in one of my, you know, very, very early, really early selections and you know, videos. I got this at the beginning of the summer, and it's 780 some pages, and it's all about North American, you know, Canadian, and, you know, music from the United States, basically. Psychedelic music, you know, and it's, you know, if you look at the cover, there's just, you know, there's a checklist of great music to be had. I mean, even look here. I mean, you know, there's Derek's Psychedelicatessen. There's the two right there. But it's just, it's a fantastic book. I'm not involved in it in any way, so don't think that I'm, you know, this is me selling out and trying to get people to buy the book. I mean, I think you should definitely buy it if you're into 60s music, but just kind of what it talks about. There's, you know, each page kind of talks about, you know, a different band, and it'll give, you know, the different, let me get this out of the way here. There's things in here, you know, those are what you'd probably see in like Rolling Stone magazine and things like that in the 70s and the 60s, just kind of talking about advertisements for books, but it's just, or I'm sorry, not books, but for records. But it's just, it's fantastic. I mean, here's a advertisement for Kaleidoscope. But it just has sort of reviews from the day. You know, it'll talk about, you know, it'll be, you know, they'll have a couple from Circus Magazine or Rolling Stone or Crawdaddy, things like that. And then they'll have sort of an updated, like how the record stands today. I've read it twice, you know, just kind of going through just to familiarize myself. So if a lot of people are watching my videos and they're like, what the heck is he buying here? Good percentage of it I read about in there. So I don't know, that's kind of the big thing. Like I said, kind of confessions of a record digger. I mean, that's sort of where I'm taking my collection. I mean, sort of discovered the Nuggets probably a couple of years ago, and you know, from that point on, it was, you know, I really haven't looked back. I mean, I listened to a lot of classic rock records, you know, classic rock music growing up, and that's actually one of the reasons why I started collecting records. Was I just you know, to me, it was all about the cost of it. You know, I could go in and, you know, I could get Dark Side of the Moon for $1, so why would I be paying, you know, $18 for it at, you know, the chain store in the mall? So it just made sense to me, you know, when I was growing up. It was just like, you know, I never really thought of vinyl as something where it sounded better. You know, people can go on and on about how it sounds, but honestly, I can't really tell you. I mean, I think it sounds a little warmer, as they say. I think just as far as with how the EQ is, it's a little bit better. I mean, keep in mind if you're listening to stuff on your, your headphones, if you're listening to it on your, your iPod, you're listening through these little tiny headphones. And I mean, they do have the iPod headphones do have sort of a range of sound, but they're not something like, like a full set of headphones or anything like that. So, I don't know. It's just something that's, it's weird. It's weird that we collect vinyl and this is what we do and all that, but it's all about the music, and it's about, to me, discovering 60s music and things like that. I think that was kind of the most fertile time. I mean, everybody just wanted to make something that was just, the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper. I mean, a lot of people will say that the Beatles are overrated. I think there was a thread going around with that recently. But, I mean, it's one of those things where, were the Beatles the best because they were good? Or was it just because they were first? You know what I mean? And sometimes I think about that. I mean, one thing that's definitely strange is like when listening to the amount of music that I do and sort of the variety of 60s music. When you finally go back and you listen to the Beatles, I haven't listened to the Beatles in a while, but probably at least a year, probably almost about a year and a half or something like that. I've heard songs in passing, in the grocery store or something like that. You hear music, but at the same time, or some people's videos have, in the background. But at the same time, it's, you just, if you go back to them after you've listened to this music, you realize that they are amazing. I mean, that they made perfect albums. Like their albums are perfect. Where a lot of this stuff that I have, I mean, there might be one or two good songs, a lot of it is maybe filler, the single with maybe one or two songs of filler, or several songs of filler for that matter, but I think to me, that's sort of hearing the things that have never been heard before. I mean, that's something that is, that's the beauty of it, that's the point. So, that's where I'm going, and I mean, I think, Derek, Jeff, and even Nathan. I mean, I think you guys are, we're on that endless trip together. Just discovering that that psychedelic music, and I've always gone back to it. I mean, I've listened to I listened to punk music for a while. I was into that pretty big for a while, but I always go back to the '60s because it's just the music is very familiar, and it's very beautiful. And the instrumentation, just trying new things, and getting as many instruments as you can. I mean, I was listening to the Moody Blues, In Search of the Lost Chord. It's like my favorite album, like ever. And just kind of discovering that. I think they played like 33 different instruments and like a mellotron, and it's like all the instruments they played themselves. And I mean, that's inspiring for me. It's inspiring to know that they did it all. They kind of had a goal and they went for it, and all that. So it's very inspiring, and I don't know if I can say that for a lot of the artists nowadays. And it's just one of those things. They can do what they it seems like synthesizer music is really, really popular right now. Let's just talk about Lady Gaga for a second. You think about that type of music. I think there will always be a sort of a Lady Gaga. I think, you think about what Bowie was doing in the 70s, it's the same thing. It was shocking to the people. Oh, well, look at the way that David Bowie was dressing and things like that. You always have an artist that kind of fits into that. Madonna in the 80s, and I don't really know who it was in the 90s. I guess, it wasn't Madonna, but, at the same time, it's like there's always going to be somebody like that. They're always an imitator. They definitely wear their influences on their sleeve, and if you can read that, if you can say, oh, hey, that's that person. I mean, that's a beautiful thing to be able to do, and all that, and don't look at it with don't look at it negatively or anything like that. So, but again, like I said, a little bit of a confession of a record collector here. So I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. But again, thank you. You know who you are. Thank you. And, you make my day. You really do. So, all right. Take care.